those reloading guys and those gun guys have really gotten into the 9 millimeter, and they came out, there's exceptions to every rule, but basically the rule is the faster the projectile goes, the more the projectile breaks apart and the more damage it does to the target. So the 45 is big and slow. It has a lot of kinetic power when it hits, but it really doesn't break. It makes a nice big hole, bigger than the 45, especially the hollow points, but it really doesn't break apart that much. So with the modern 9 millimeter ammunition, they put enough powder in there and they got the weights right. The 114 or the 125, 147 grain in the 9 millimeter, you're going to kind of lose this effect, and you might as well just get a 45 or a 40. But the lighter projectiles are traveling so fast that when they hit the target, they are just breaking apart in, I say a million pieces, but of course it's not a million, but they're breaking apart into a lot of pieces. And those pieces have so much speed behind them. When the projectile breaks apart, it's really traveling through the target, and it's just tearing the target apart. So now you've gotten to the point where, although it doesn't have that initial punch like the 45, the 9 millimeter is actually doing much more damage than the 45. And as far as self-defense goes, with the modern technology, I've switched to the 9. I love my 45, don't get me wrong. But I've switched to the 9 millimeter for concealed carry and self-defense because it seems to be a more effective round at dropping the target, right? Because again, going back to my original statement, we don't want to be sitting there and shooting somebody 10, 15, 20 times. We want to shoot them one time, maybe twice, and it'd be over, within seconds. We don't want it to drag on for 30 minutes. So that's kind of the new technology. And then you can get the 9 millimeter with the plus P. Plus P means plus powder. So the more powder, as a rule, exceptions to every rule, but as a rule, it's going to travel even faster when you get the plus P rounds, and it's going to have more effect on the target.
Well, yeah, well, you don't even have to do that anymore because I made these last night. These are my test rounds for what's coming up in August. We're making it. This is what it is. Like that.
Okay.
My polymer bullets.
Mm-hmm.
And we're looking at the different powders. It's like they have that Hornady has that powder is was it copper fouling CF copper fouling pistol or something? Forget what it's actually. But the velocity of that burn rate, you're putting what 4.3 grains of powder and you're getting that bullet up to 1100, 1200 feet per second.
Yeah.
Which was which you're using like a different powder like Winchester 231 or some of the older, slower, really fast burning powders, and you're not getting that velocity or that kick to the round getting up to that higher velocity because they're burning that powder off so quick. That was the thought that get it up quick. But now we're reading that using the powder, it even has enough time that it's still accelerating as it comes out of the
Wow.
out of the barrel. It's like to figure that out, and like this powder here is with this projectile is going to be doing about 1280 feet per second is what we're hoping to get out of a 9 millimeter.
Yeah.
And now it's a polymer bullet, and we use these because we're going to go shoot steel, and when they hit, they just pulverize. It just turns into dust, basically.
Nice.
So because the problem we have as RSOs is you got a lot of crap falling back at you. You shoot that 9 millimeter ball round and it's going to come back. So we shoot those now, so that way when you hit it, it just hits it, and it's cool, man. And it doesn't leave any. It just leaves blue plastic in your barrel.
Nice. Nice.
Ever shoot polymer bullets?
I've never shot
Yeah.
them. No, I mean I know about them, but I've never shot them. No.
Yeah. No, they're awesome because I think I bought 500 bullets for like $32.
Nice, nice. So
No, I
Cody, I
still gotta
guess
go load it. Yeah.
so Cody, I guess that's what it was, is they didn't have that powder technology in the early 90s?
Yeah, it
Is
was the
that what it
powder
was?
technology. Mhm. The
Okay.
powder
Wow, okay.
technology.
Yeah, I learned something. I knew that they had come up with something, but so it was the powder. Makes sense.
Well, we've like Hornady really spent a lot of R&R, in my opinion, from if you read the variety of different bullets that Hornady's come up with, and they've put out a lot of, information. Like, you can get, Hornady makes what they call, what is it? HAP rounds, HAP, Hornady Action Pistol,
Mhm.
which is a, hollow point you can get for target shooting that when it hits, it just flattens out and goes turns 'cause, and that's where they got some of the technology to start making the hollow points that when they hit, they explode.
Right,
S
right,
and but instead of they don't have the serrations on the sides of the bullets, that way, when it hits, it just deforms into this, like, pancake. Or you can get the polymer bullets that just turn into explode into
right.
nothing. But
And so that's what I'm talking about is even with the new powder technology, the 45 is just too heavy, so you don't get that shattering at the target like you do with the 114 grain or the 124 grain 9 millimeter. I mean, those things just do so much damage to the target now. Like you said, I mean, they just they hit and they just explode inside the
well,
target.
the idea that you're getting no, let's explain. So the longer the barrel you have, the longer that powder has time to put pressure on the back of it. That's the reason, like, Dirty Harry's gun had a big, long barrel with a 44 Magnum, because he needed that. That's why he could just do 2 pulls and drop them. I like Dirty Harry. That was a great movie.
It was.
"Do you feel lucky?" "Well, do ya, punk?" No. John Milius is the one that wrote those lines, and he's such a craftsman of, cinematic history. But, yeah. Anyways, yeah, the powder technology, the bullet, like, you can get 9 millimeter bullets that aren't flat on the back now, they are conical. They have
Hmm.
like a and that makes the bullet just fly smoother through the air, so you don't have the velocity loss. You know, um, so to when you're shooting a gun, you have, was it, you're looking for center of gravity and you're looking for, you know, ballistic coefficient. And you got these rounds now, like, this is a it's so, like, this is a different shaped bullet now. See, it's not oh,
He's losing his rounds.
so if you look at it, it's not a regular rounded nose, it's a cone. It's a cone, a conical shaped bullet because it has a lower CG, not CG, but, ballistic coefficient. So it flies through the air faster, gives you more there's not as much of the energy being taken away by wind resistance, so when it hits, it transfers more energy into the round, and
Right.
it's just stupid little things like that you wouldn't think of, like,
So are you
why
able to
would
shoot out further with those, with the new powder and the new dimensions of the round?
well, yeah, but it's still a pistol. So, I
Yeah.
mean, you're talking you're only so, like, for example, I'm building ammunition with the Hornady, Arrow Match bullet right now, and we're using CFE 223, and with a 16-inch barrel, you're still getting 2,900 feet per second because of the it's a really slow burning powder, so I get that bullet out there, but the BC is like 4.8. So the higher the number, the lower the resistance as it flies, and by time that round gets out to 600 yards, you're doing 1,800 feet per second. Well, the pistol rounds haven't even accelerated to that point. So, like, you shoot a 223 out to 800 yards, you're doing like 900 feet per second. That's the same velocity as a pistol is at like as it comes out of the barrel. So the faster you can get that round going, the more kinetic energy you're going to change. That's why, like, the ultimate pistol round is actually a 41 Magnum because of the way the transfer of energy is such a significant factor in the way bullet geometry works. Uh, but you try finding 41 Magnum. That is just an amazing round
Yeah.
because it has the perfect amount of dimensional cross section. So when you look at bullets, the cross section of the bullet is the distance across it. And if you look at the 45 auto bullet, it has a large cross section, has a lot of bullet, but it doesn't have a lot of ass. So it's coming out at like 800 feet per second. But it has so much follow through because that weight, you're talking what, 148 grains is like starting, maybe 120. So where these bullets are like peaking out at, they're starting their round. And you can get up to like 210 grain bullets for 45. So there's two things that kill. Speed kills better than weight, but weight has it has the right of weight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and it's funny because it's like when we're designing the perfect round for Rocky Mountain 3-gun, we're looking at the cross section of the bullet, the weight of that bullet, and we're looking at the velocity and the shape and the ballistic coefficient. And we found a round that's made by Hornady that has a 4.3 ballistic coefficient, and because of the way the bullet's completely shaped, it's 69 grains. But I'm like, well, if you think, because if you want that bullet to have carry, you have to get weight. The weight will have the fly. It'll help it go further out, but then you lose speed. So, it's a give and take. Well, I found this 69 grain bullet that's going out at 2,800 feet per second out of a 16-inch barrel with a
Wow.
1 in 7 twist. And you put all that together, you're still going, was it 2,100 feet per second at 400 feet for 400 yards. So you're looking at that point at where they come together to do what you're intending to do. So, like, I'm building a round right now that for all the close-in stuff that we're gonna do, it's only 55 grains, but it's gonna be moving a lot faster, won't have as much kick into the shoulder, so you can follow to the next round. So, and the idea of tapering or channeling your energy so that way you can fly through stuff just by bullet composition is just the science behind that is amazing.